Now, today we are going to discuss statistics, very basic part of statistics, and probably this part you have already done it in your earlier classes, in your graduation, even in the schools level. But now we are going to use statistics heavily in our studios, or as well as for our data collection and for then analyzing it. So it seems necessary that we should discuss, or we should start from the basic. If the fundamentals are strong, then definitely it makes very easy to understand the different portions of the same subject. And at the time of school, the same topic is being taught in a different manners. Contents are same, but how much the coverage is. And similarly in college level it is a different, but here we are going to use statistics purely for practical purposes. It is not any theoretical purposes, but mostly a practical purposes. So I welcome you all in the first class of statistics. So let's start with the first of all disclaimer. Okay, today first of all we'll focus on what is the statistics, what is the definition of it, what are its uses in different flavor or different concepts or different environment, what do you mean by variable, data, what are its type, what do you mean by information, what are the limitations of statistics. Can you misuse it? Surely we will discuss this part. And then planning, designing and executing survey. Now this planning, designing and executing survey will take up in the next session. So today we are going to discuss up to the limitation and misuses, because planning and designing as survey performer is altogether a different aspect. So I don't want to overload you, because it's the first day, first class. So this portion we can discuss after once our fundamentals are clear. Once the fundamentals are clear, then it is very easy for you to work on these surveys. Now statistics. It is a science of statecraft, or you can say byproduct of administrative activities. You know that it is very difficult to run the administration if we are not having a statistics. It is a very important science. It tells about the data, whatsoever I want to do in my office or in any organization. Now the government of India wants to propose any plan. For how many people they want to propose. Now very small example, that is now in this corona time. Now government is giving you that free vaccine. 75% vaccine is being procured by the government and will be given to the public free of cost. But 25% vaccine can be procured by private hospitals, so that the people who feels that is not comfortable to go or to visit a small place or some dispensary, so and wait there, standing there, so better I will go in a big hospital. Nowadays hospitals are so luxurious hospitals, so I will go there, I will pay, I don't mind, I will just walk in and then get it my vaccination. The government has to plan accordingly. How many jabs are required? Is it possible the government has taken 25% for the private people procurement? But is it right? Why it is 25%? Why not 10%? Why not 35%? And it may happen in reality. God knows. At the end of the day, 90% of the people they are going for the government jobs, the government center, and only 10% people are going into those hospitals, etc. That's how then at that time this equation was 75%, 25% will totally fail. So how the administration taking a decision? It comes in my mind that probably, for example, big companies, HCL or Reliance or GMR, they may think that why should my employees, all our employees are very precious, they are very important, and they don't want that my employees should go and waste their time for vaccination. So they may tie up with some private hospitals and request them that to provide a jab to their employees. So at a one time, 1 day, 2 days, so their employees and their families will be vaccinated, and those people will not have to wait in the general hospitals or dispensaries. So probably that may be the thought of that. So these are the administrative decision which can be only on the basis of statistics. It's not the mathematical formula that how we going to do that. In mathematics, 1 plus 1 is always be 2. In chemistry, hydrogen mixed with oxygen, it will give you water, H2O. In physics also, law of light, law of gravity, they are all well defined. But in statistics, we are not sure, is it going to happen this or not? So that's why it is a science of statecraft. It helps us, the government or the administration, to take a decision on some basis. In Latin, it is known as stata, Italian statistica, German statistic, and in India, it is a Sankhya Shastra. You know the Sankhya Shastra? That in India, it is there are number of Shastras are there. So one of them is Sankhya. So we are also one of the, you can say, pioneer in the field of statistics. One of the first census of population wealth is being done by the emperor of Egypt, pharaohs, as per the literature suggests. But 300 BC, at the time of Chandragupta Maurya, 324 to 300 BC, that is birth and death record or registration was being done by Kautilya, Arthashastra. We all know the importance of Chanakya or economics as well as in India. How Chanakya or Kautilya helps Chandragupta Maurya to become the great leader of the universe or the world. So just see, 300 BC we were started collecting the data. Then at the time of Akbar, there is one minister, land and revenue, Mr. Todermal. In 1556 to 1605, he has developed a system to record land, agriculture and wealth statistics. And that detail is also available in Ain-e-Akbari, written by Abdul Fazl, 1596 to 97. So I can proudly say that India is also the pioneer in the field of statistics. And you know that the number of best statisticians in the world are Indians, I can proudly say. Professor M.S.V. Rao, Sukhatme, number of are there. Melbourneese, these are the great statisticians of India. Now, but the backbone of statistics is theory of probability, which is developed by French mathematician Gambler Pascal, and again is being added by Fermat and Chevalier de Marais. What happened? Pascal was a great gambler. He used to go in those clubs, and every time he used to lose the game. Then he thought, I am a mathematician, how it is possible that every time I am losing? And then he is a pioneer. Then he start thinking of developing the probability. He is the first man who has given a thought of probability. What is going to happen? We are not sure. What is the chances? What is the percentage that this will happen? So thanks to Pascal, due to that, the statistics is the unique science. I used to say statistics is a son or daughter of mathematics, and operation research is son or daughter of statistics. These three sciences are great sciences. If somebody is expert into that, they can do lot of work. And finally, it is Ronald A. Fisher, 1890 to 1962. He used statistics in genetics, biometry, psychology, education, agriculture, medicine, and especially war strategy. I forget the name of another scientist. They are basically two scientists in the same era, and both are statistician, and one is holding that big post, and the second maybe Fisher. When he joined the office, then that person asked him, "You go and work in the village." He thought that he is my competitor. Why he is coming here? So previously I am the only once and only one Superman. Now another Superman has come. So he sent him, that scientist, to the village, but brain is brain. From there he has developed agriculture statistics. He has developed a science of sampling. He has developed that statistics to apply in different fields. And that's how the statistics has taken a new role. And once the Second World War starts, then German, Britishers, Americans, they all thought that start using statistics, but still something is lagging. So on that basis, the other science has taken a birth, that is known as operation research. That was being heavily used in Second World War by the British, and that is one of the reasons they won the battle. Just see that how it is being used as a war system also. Why? Now just see now, when the two countries are there, why India is having so many atomic bombs, so many missiles, or so many planes, fighter planes? Why that number? Why not other number? And you know that on the both sides, or both the side, we are not comfortable. So that is the reason. But how much they require? Who will do it? How they have done it? It is not one aeroplane or one fighter plane is not coming in 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 1000 rupees. It comes in millions of rupees. So it is also used statistics for the war strategy. There are number of examples are there. Actually the whole time can be used in this purpose. Now on a lighter mood, one this gentleman has taken her girlfriend to a restaurant, and it was on Monday, and girlfriend was thinking, who will pay the bill? I have to pay a bill, or boy has to pay the bill? In Asia we always think that when a girl is going with a boy, so boy will pay the bill. But in other countries it is not so. Anybody can pay the bill, even girls can also pay the bill. It's a general assumption, not you can say a postulate that every time that this will happen. In India also, Asia also, girls are also paying the bill in place of the boy is paying the bill. So they are different thing. Now boy is thinking that if the girl will give an order, he was already make up mind that I have to pay a bill. So he was thinking that this restaurant is having a very good soup, and very good soup, if she gives the order of very good soup, and if it is not so tasty, or then I have to pay such a big price of the soup. So what should I do? So the boy, smartly a statistician, It's when the girls gives an order of the soup, and the boy smartly says that dear, I am 95% confident that tonight's soup has probability between 73% and 77% of being really delicious. The girl asked, why? How you are saying like this? I simply told, but the boy has to play a game. So he told that, when you are coming on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we know that the chef is this. I don't know the chef who is supposed to make this soup, if the same chef has come or not. And if this soup is being created by some another chef, maybe it may not be that tasty. That's what I am saying. I am 95% confident that your soup will be good between 73% to 77%. So smartly the boy has saved his skin. So girl will not abuse him that why you brought me in such a restaurant where the soup is also not so tasty. That's how the statisticians are thinking of that and making their background, and so that girl will not be offended because he has already given his arguments. Now similarly in 1986, when a spacecraft went into the sky and were launched in 29-degree temperature weather, and but that collapsed. It exploded. It kills all the 7 astronauts. Then after that they have done a study. They came to know why we have not done, why we are not seeing the performance data at the low temperature. Why we are not seeing? If we are not seeing that, then that space shuttle should not have met with that accident. Another example is polio vaccination. That is 1954. So trials were performed on about 4 lakh children with strict control to eliminate bias result. Then they have done a good statistical analysis of the results, and then they established that this polio vaccine is very, very effective. And today India is also now polio free. And even nowadays, this vaccine which are coming, jab for corona, they all are using the data analysis, using the statistical basis. And on that basis, WHO is approving that the probability of co-vaccine is successful is 77%. Covishield will be 78% or 80%. Pfizer success rate will be 90%. So these are the statistical tools which are being used in medicine for the purpose of giving that particular drug, a particular medicine to the users. There is heavily used statistics there. India is also pioneer in this science. India has used the tele system, and that tele system we are using for the maintaining our wealth. Just in old time, the people having so many cows, so many buffaloes, so many goats. So how they will count that, where they will keep a record? At that time, no pencil, no pen. So on a wall, they used to make this type of you can say stick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like this, so that they can count it that I am having so many cows, or so many buffaloes, so many goats, because at that time that was the wealth of a person. And they are writing on a wall or on a stone by coal or by sindoor, by some other paints, etc. Sindoor is one of the most popular time that was used. So tele is one of the method which in beginning we are keeping our records, keeping our data. There is unary numeral system, and basically it is consisting of a 5. There is the 4 lines, and the 5th line 1, 2, 3, 4, that is the 4 number. And fifth we will just cross it from top to bottom, from first line to the fourth line, like this. And that's how you make a tally chart, tally system. So we will go on making a group. One group, two group, three group. So it is very easy to count 5, 10, 15, etc. So it is very beneficial for scanning the data, for keeping a record in that timing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, like this. I will also show you one movie, that Khuda Gawah, how Amitabh Bachchan, he was recording the time in the jail when he was in the prison. So count in how many days he is spending it. A small portion of tally system which was used in those timing. Now my worry was that by showing a small clip of movie may not create a objection on copyright. But I thought that if I should show some portion of that movie that actually helps to boost our education system, in which I can, because whatsoever I explained, whatsoever I will show you, but a small movie can have a very good impact on the users. They can immediately recognize, they can immediately remember that what was happening, and they can correlate it very easily. And there are very rare movies, very few movies which are available, that whose small portion we can use for education purposes, for educating purposes. So my aim was that to show you that clip of 3-4 minutes to add to your knowledge that at that old time, that when civilization was not so high, and then the people, how they still at the time of you can say before the development, or before in 1900s, the still people were not having so comfortable for writing on a piece of paper with pencil or pen, and pencil and pen in those days are very rare objects. Only high middle class people or rich people used to have it, but the poor people or that middle class people, they are not having any chance to what type of record they should keep it, and why they should maintain a diary, why they should write it, or with a pen and pencil. So on that timing, that they are using the tally bar system. So that thing was shown in this movie. So that was my reason that I was interested to show that movie. Now I have removed that clip of a movie, the full movie of approximately 4 minutes. So in place of that, now I am showing you that clip, and this clip, just you can see that on the wall, the tally system they have put it, but they are not put that cross tally, 4 tally, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and so on. So whatsoever that user is having in mind, that which statistician has put up one cross and make it that fifth tally, and group of 5 we have make it, but previously it was not like that. So just see on the whole wall, the Amitabh Bachchan has written the number of days it was there, and now you can see that another clip also. And the second clip, it is a lot of tally markings are there. It is a wonderful marking that you can see all around the wall. Wherever he feel is comfortable, then he can put it. So as many as he wants to, he can keep it, so that his record is very good. And just see that is whosoever is visiting his room in this prison, so he can see that this man is staying in this particular room from so many days, and if you just calculate, it may be number of years, and probably that he should have chosen that after a month or after a year he has put up on another wall, or on another row on the same wall. So I am leaving on the imagination of that Amitabh Bachchan when he is doing this role as a Badshah Khan. But I am really happy that some Indian movie maker has given a thought on this, and they have put up this type of concept into their movie. So that is showing, and probably they may not be even aware of that fact, that this small clip can educate the people, can show you that how the tele system was used in old age. So that was the main intention, to demonstrate you that practically it was possible. So by this I just finish it up, but I will be very happy that if I am in position to show you the full 4 minutes movie part, and I will suggest that you should see this movie only to see that part of that. It is such a beautiful and fantastic acting by both this actor. So okay, now we move further. Yeah. Why have I shown the movie? We have only shown that you should not be bored enough, because the totally mathematical classes are normally bored, because there is no enjoyment, there is nothing, they are simply plain. So that's why I will introduce some. I have just introduced, you can say, some cartoons taken from a one very good book, and also will show you certain YouTubes, so that in future you can also see that, and it will make a sense of entertainment in the class also. Now statistics is used for collecting what data? For any data. The revenue records, land records, age and sex wise population of the country. Normally these are the basic. Then production of the land also, agriculture production is also there. So many factors we are collecting the data, the statistics. These are the major reasons, and nowadays we are using for more purposes. Planning. How it is used for a planning? For you, the other urban planner or housing planner, or even the planners, different branches of planning. How you will decide when you are giving a land, when you are developing a piece of land, few hectares of land, site planning. In doing a site planning, how you will decide, that is how many in a multi-story building it will be 3 bedroom or 2 bedroom or 1 bedroom. And similarly, when you are giving a plot in a site planning, how you will decide what should be the appropriate plot size? 30 meters, 25 meters, 40 meters, 60 meters, 90 meters, 120 meters, or 300 meters. Why? Why it should be? What is the basis of that? One of the basis for that is very simple. That is the population. How much population is economically divided? What is the ratio of lower income group people? That is how much they are earning and how much they can afford for buying that plot or for buying that flat in a building. How many people of middle size? That is on affordability. And how many rich people are there? They will require a big flat or big house. So that is an economical factor. And further also the household size. 1 bedroom is sufficient for the family which having 1 children or no children. 2 bedroom minimum is required when you have 2 children. Along with that, your parents are also there, or your younger brother or younger sister is also there, or elder brother, elder sisters are there. Then you require a 3 bedroom. So household size and household income, this both are the criteria. Accordingly you can plan that when you are doing a site planning, that how many houses or how many flats should be of that much nature. Although Development Authority has developed a formula on the basis of Indian conditions, we are following it blindly. But somebody has given the thought of that how and who will decide. So this strategy is helping us, that this is the proportion of people of low income group they can afford, this is a middle income group people can afford, this is a high income group people can afford economically, and as a household size is there, then both are matching or as per the demand or not. So that way to do it. Now marketing. Marketing is another very big field where the strategy is being used. This particular product, where the people will buy that, which particular type of community will buy that, that is very important. So that's why, do you think that the Apple company will open its showroom in Jhuggi Jhopdi colony? I am not saying that in Jhuggi Jhopdi colony that everyone is very poor, and I have seen in Delhi itself, in Jhuggi Jhopdi colony also there are some super rich people are living there. It is there. But as per the marketing strategy, the Apple will always assume that this colony, these people will not be in position to afford their Apple mobile phone. So in that area, Jio company will go and they will say my mobile phone is coming to 2000 rupees, 1500 rupees. So people can afford it or people can buy it. So where we can go and where we should sell it. So this is a marketing strategy. You can also make it when you say population density and the economic power of the people of those area. Everybody will be happy to open their showroom in Greater Kailash, in Hauz Khas, or in Lajpat Nagar, Sarojini, or South Extension, because they know there are rich people are there or high middle class people are there, so they can afford their products. So strategy is used for marketing purpose. Industrial and agriculture, how much we should produce in agricultural field or in industry field, a particular item. How many cars we should produce in a year? How many scooters we should produce in a year? How many motorcycles we should produce in a year? Again, that strategy helps us. We have a data of consumption pattern, economic pattern, and people liking pattern, that definitely we can make a model that here we should also have this type of showroom. Now Harley Davidson, how many showrooms they are having in India? Very limited, very limited. But Royal Enfield and the other motorcycle, Hero, Honda, we have a lot of showrooms, because their prices are so much, the Indians are bound to go there. Only people who love a high-end motorcycles, then they are searching, and probably in old Delhi or around Delhi NCR, maybe one showroom for Harley and Davidson. That's how I know there are certain products where there's no you can say showroom in India, but abroad they are having a one showroom. That's how they are using it. Country security. Now country security, that just we discussed, that how the India is deciding, how which country is deciding, how Russia is deciding, how America is deciding that so many atom bombs we require, so many fighter planes we require, so many boats we require, so many pandubis we require. They have estimated that who are their enemies or their future enemies. In future this country may become our enemies. So if it happens, then we should have so much equipments to handle that situation. So they will not, our enemies will not twist our hand. Now coming to the employment. How much employment is to be given? How much employment is available? In which type of employment should be provided? After Macaulay, when the British has come in India, mostly the people who has done their graduation, post-graduation, they are always looking for the government job. They are always looking for the safe job. But abroad it is not. Now people are changing. Now people say that in the government job or a private job, we are getting only this much amount. But if I start my business, you just see the newspaper that there are a number of entrepreneurs in this lockdown time. They have developed a, you can say, a video games on a mobile, and within a 2 months they have earned crores of rupees. Just see, I have not earned crores of rupees in my whole life, but those guys, they have earned crores of rupees within a 1 month. So they have put their mind. So this is the employment, that how much employment, which type of category is required and where it is required. That is the job of a strategist. That tells us. Consumption. Again, you can say that once the lockdown is removed, what will happen? The consumption of liquor was maximum. High class gentry, low class gentry, middle class people, everybody is in a line and buying 5 bottles, 10 bottles or 6 bottles, etc. So which product is having how much consumption? That statistics helps us to the production company. You produce liquor this much, you produce milk this much, you produce this particular product this much quantity. The demand in the market in a time will be this much. So statistics is used for understanding the consumption pattern also. Again the question is, why to learn statistics? Is used, fine, but why the statistics only? Statistics helps us in presenting the facts, what is happening. It helps us analyzing the data. Just see how much data analytics people are earning. Big data. This is not a joke. You have seen that there is a big fight between now Indian government and Facebook, the Twitter, as well as WhatsApp. You just go on YouTube and search out one GTV report, that how this you are seeing on Facebook. You just upload that I have just purchased or I am just going to buy this product, then immediately so many advertisement will come on the Facebook or your other Google accounts, and how those people come to know that you type this version, immediately the different version of that products will be displayed, their advertisement will come. So there is big data. Even Google, Facebook, WhatsApp, they are all very big companies. What they have done it, what they have developed it, so that billions of people are using that. So immediately somebody has shown some interest. So at one platform, why it is a privacy policy, is a big fight between Indian government and in these companies. The Indian government said that without permission you cannot share the privacy of a user. You cannot give to other companies. If Facebook you are showing certain interest and if you are not lock your privacy policy, then Facebook can transfer your information to the different clients, and different clients will pump up advertisement and they will come to know what is happening in the market. So this is a basis of analyzing the data, the big data. When you analyze it, so you can increase your business. Relation between two variables. Can you say that liquor and non-veg are related? The consumption of liquor and consumption of non-veg is correlated, is the same? How it is? Or the consumption of liquor versus consumption of namkeen, Haldiram bhujia or like other namkeens, that is more. So that statistics is helping us, that what is the relation between two variables. Why these two variables? One is the prices or a consumption of this particular item increasing, the consumption of other items is also increasing. Extent of relation. How much two variables are related? Are they positive related or they are inversely related also? That will tell us the statistics. Estimating the demand. How much is the future demand? How many planners are required in India? How many engineers are required in India? How many engineers are required in other different part of world? Who has decided? How the government has fixed up the seats, engineering college or medical colleges, and there are so many seats, and we are a population of 140 crores. So on that basis, the government decides that we have so many medical colleges or hospitals, so that in a future demand, so that doctors can serve it. So similarly, the number of seats of civil engineering or the other engineering should be there, and engineering college should be there, so that the demand in future or in next 20 years, 40 years will be this much, so that the demand will be met. Now, why the government has opened the skill center, skill development center? Because they know that the demand in a skilled worker is very high, and skilled workers are not available. So this demand, on that basis, how much we have to create an infrastructure, that strategy is telling us. Now forecasting. What is going to happen in future? What will be our demand? How much the consumption will increase or decrease, or it is a temporary or it is a permanent? For that purpose we require a forecasting. And also it is used for better planning. How many people you are going it, how many people you are moving it here and there. You are going for a visit at one place, so how many seats are to be reserved? So had you keep the cushion of that, somebody will not come, then who will go in place of that? You have booked so many air tickets. Now 40 air tickets, you make a team of 40, but the last moment 2 people will say that we are not coming. So there's 2 losses, who will pay? Either you have a second arrangement that another 2 people can come in at that place. So one has to do a better planning if you know the statistics. Now coming to definition. It is a science of collection, presentation, analyzing and interpretation. It is that science. What is that? Collection is the data. What is the data? These 4 words are very dangerous. This can spoil the life of any company, or it can make a billionaire to anybody. If somebody has a control over the data, if we understand what the data is a fact or an observation or an outcome of any experiment. Data is either a fact, what is happening, or observation which you have seen, or outcome of an experiment. Let's see. Roll number is 10. This is a fact. My roll number is 10 is a fact. Time is now 10:45 is a fact. I have 120 rupees, 120.25 rupees in my pocket is a fact. I have counted. Now the observation which I have seen, that 54 car crossing the intersection in 15 minutes. Just see, it is your observation. First was the fact. How many rupees are there in your pocket? And now observation, you observe that within 50 minutes that 54 cars has crossed the intersection. And third one, outcome of any experiment. After the end of this lecture, your observation may be, yes, presentation is beautiful, presentation is very helpful, or we are able to understand our facts. But somebody will say it is a so-so. I have seen the presentation of other people also. They are much better, nothing new, very basic. Are we supposed to learn all these basic things? So it is your observation. So, but this is also a data. For my presentation, for my this lecture, I have collected so many data which are given to me. This is a feedback. So this is the observation or outcome of an experiment. I am doing this experiment, I am teaching you, you like it or not. So that is the feedback you will come to know. So it is the outcome of today's lecture. Now do we know if we just mix 20 rupees, it will become 40 rupees. And we know when we toss a coin, either head will come or tail will come. But are we sure we jump from Qutub Minar, the person will die or person will live? 100% chances are there the person will die. This is a confusion. Can't say. Status is a status. We can't say. Something is very certain, 20 rupees plus 20 rupees make 40 rupees. Tossing a coin, we know either head will come or tail will come. But we can't say only head will come. Or we can't say I have now I tossed a coin, tail will come. I can't say. Anything can come. But for jumping a Qutub Minar, I am 101% sure the person is going to die. Maybe 0.001% the person will not die, but at least all the bones will be damaged, will be fractured with multiple places. So roll number is 10, time is 10:45 is a fact, and 54 crossing the intersection is 15 minutes, and presentation is beautiful is also observation. Here why I have written observation, it is a painting. So where the painting a presentation where somebody has painted the drawings, so it is a beautiful. So then it is also an observation. But an experiment is, we don't know what is going to happen. Jump from Qutub Minar, we don't know. Tossing coin, we don't know. Something we know, 20 plus 20 rupees is 40. So it is an experiment. So whatever outcome is come, so there is also a statistics. Now other problem is, there are cows are 10 and 10 is equal to tables, we can say. Can we say cows are equal to tables? It is simple mathematics. When you say cows are 10, can we say 10 is equal to tables? So 10 is common. Why can't we say cows is equal to tables? When 10 is equal to 10, then cows should also be equal to tables. But cows is equal to 10 and cows is equal to 15. Can we say 10 is equal to 15? See, this is statistics. And this type of things are being used in developing a computer program. My dear, programming starts from here. Basic programming. So is 10 is equal to 15? Very funny. Not possible. So what is the 10? So 10 is whose significance value cannot be changed. 10 means 10 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But the 10 has no meaning. 10 is valueless till we give some name to it. Till it is being identified by some name, that is by cows or by tables, then the 10 has make some sense. Otherwise it doesn't make any sense at all. So 10 is that its value significance cannot be changed, but meaningless till it is not being identified by some name. Just remember the small thing. So this 10 whose significance cannot be changed is known as data. or we say constant, and the name which we are giving to that, then its significance, it has become the significance is known as data name, data item or variable. Just see, the value of data name, data item or variable can be changed at any time, but the significance of the data cannot be changed at all. Just make a difference but in variable and data. So name is a variable, but Satish is data, Ramesh is data. So this is the difference between data name, data item, variable and data or constant. So its significance can't be changed. So we classify that data name or data item or constant. Name fall into that category. Its value is Ramesh, then next time value is Suresh, next time value is Adil, and address, its value is 101 AZB Road, another value is 201 AZC Road. So a data can change, but its significance cannot be changed. So the value of data name can change at any time. Data is a very difficult thing. It is not so easy to understand. It gives a lot of problem. And once you have a very large amount of data, that's why the science of Python or R programming we are using it, or SPSS we are using it to understand the data. That will consolidate the data, because first of all you collected the data as per description, then analyze the data, then you think about that what type of analysis I should do into that, and then you will decide that will it make some sense or not, how much data we should collect it, that will make a sense. Because why we should collect the data? Because I have to get the answer to certain question, but how much, that is a very important. Now first of all, data is of three categories: numeric, alphabetic and alphanumeric category. A numeric category, it is a digit 0 to 9, but two symbol, plus or minus, no other symbol. It may be a data, may be integer number, data may be a real number, or it may be a complex number. I hope that you know the complex number also. There is also a data, a plus out b, maybe you remember that, real number or integer. Then alphabetic data is consisting of A to Z, and alphanumeric data is consisting of A to Z and 0 to 9 and special characters also. This alphabetic data or alphanumeric data gives us either a word, it is a form of a word, or it is a form of a sentence, or it is a form of a phrase. For example, address in the form of a sentence, your name in the form of a word, not in the form of sentence. So it is a alphanumeric data can give this two types of output, word or phrases or sentences. And numeric data is a numeric data which you can use it for any other purposes. Now what the data type is? One is, we have just discussed, quantitative data and qualitative data. Same thing, we are giving the name now, just giving the name. Quantitative data is a numeric data, this one, and qualitative data is word or sentence or phrase or an observation. This is sentence, phrase or word. So qualitative data will be of this nature. So quantitative data and qualitative data. In this format, we will talk about that. Now qualitative data, good room temperature. If air condition is working very nicely, I can say yes, room temperature is very good. I am always look handsome. Just ask from my mother. She will always say that yes, my son is the most handsome person in the world after her husband. So it is a qualitative data. In eyes of my mother, I am handsome. and the eyes of somebody else, I am Motu, I am Chotu, or I am like anything. They can say anything to us. So it is a qualitative nature. She is extraordinary. Yes. You just ask from very young boy. So all the girls will be extraordinary for him. But for something it may not be. Some other people, once your age is increasing, then you feel no, all are not extraordinary. It is a beautiful drawing or beautiful scene. Yes. For you it looks like this movie is very good. For me, I don't like that movie. I like the movie of Jackie Chan, but I don't like the movie of somebody else. So maybe they have done the good work, but I will say no, I don't like this movie. It's not good. So it is a qualitative phenomenon. Qualitative. Anybody can guess Sunil, Anil, etc. Name which I have given is again a qualitative data. So now we collectively say, so variables are serial number, name, age, gender, education, employment, income, and rank bus services. And data is this much: 1, 2, 3 to 10. Munna, Raju, Radha, Sohan, Rajesh, Amit, and Anas. Age 45 to 21. Gender male to female, male. Education illiterate to 12th class pass. Employment, income, how they rank. The bus services good, satisfactory, very bad. So whatsoever. So that's how the data is. These are the variables. These are the data. But data is having no importance till I have converted this data into information. Either you are doing manual or you are doing computerized. That's why it's a data processing system. MIS, Management Information System. Because the data, when we process it, it becomes information, and that is being used by the management. So the information is meant for the management. That's what they also call Management Information System, MIS, or data processing system. So data we are computerizing or manually we are processing it. Why we require information? To assess the facts. Now, is it this fact is right or not? Somebody is I put up in front of me. The same thing is, there is how many vaccines we have put up in a private sector? 25%. So is it a fact that 25% vaccine will be used at the private sector or by private hospitals? I have to check these facts afterwards once I collect the data. Then to check the hypothesis or assumption, I am having certain hypothesis that this site planning which I have used it, which I have implemented it, it fulfills the demand. Is it right or not? Is it correct or not? The assumption which I am assuming it, that roadside of 30 meters will be sufficient for this community, this public or this area. So this is my assumption. Yes, although Indian Road Congress has make up a standard that this was the population, this was the density, then what should be the road width? But for your purposes, I am saying like this. So here make a hypothesis that this time, after the 12th class pass, people pass, 30% people will go for medicine, 30% people will go for engineering, and rest of the people will go for commerce and arts sections. My hypothesis. So I have to check it. Or assumption also. Now to take a decision. Now the government has decided that up to November, 80 crores families, people will get a free ration. They have taken decision. On what basis they have taken decision? Why up to November? And why up to 80 crores? Why the government has taken, and the government of India has taken this decision? in this corona, in the second phase of the corona? Why they have decided that people need up to November and 84 crore people require the free ration? Somebody has done, na? Then they have taken a decision to make estimation that in every month how many jabs we should produce. How to take an estimate? Should we produce 10 crores jabs or 15 crore jabs or 30 crore jabs? So I have to make an estimation. So I can give you can say lessons to the companies. You can produce up to this much, because after that I also require a infrastructure to give you a jab. So that is the reason that I require an estimation that how much I should give a license for producing how many jabs. To produce projections. I hope that within so many months everybody in India will be vaccinated. So my projection is that within 20 months everybody will be vaccinated. What is the basis of that? How can I say? I have to say the people factor, I have to say the consumption factor, I have to say the production factor, I have to say people liking or disliking factor. Only and then I can project this will going to happen. So do you think this is a small thing? And the companies and the people who are not using stresses perfectly, they are suffering a lot. Just compare the Britishers when they were in India, the New Delhi which they have prepared, when they prepared in 1900, and still that is New Delhi area is surviving, and the area developed by Indians. Just tell me which area is the best area. It's not surviving even 30 years, 20 years. So overcrowded, so over busy, no parking space, nothing to place to stand. But just see the British, they have produced mall road in most of the good cities. Still it is same beautiful. Same it is, you can say more people are enjoying there. So it is a projection. So here the statistics is helping us. Now variable types. Variable are two types, quantitative and qualitative. There is categorical data or numeric data. So continuous data or quantitative data numeric in two categories, continuous in nature or discrete in nature. And continuous data is also in the nature of interval and ratio. And in SPSS, this quantitative data is also named as scale. And qualitative data category, again there are two categories, ordinal categories and nominal categories. This is very important to understand what type of data is, what type of data you can attach with that. Now quantitative variables, the numerical variable can be linked with this quantitative variables, number one. And quantitative variable data is countable or measurable. So whatsoever data we are attaching with the quantitative variable, we can measure it with our scale even, or we can count it. And with quantitative variable data, one can perform all mathematical operation, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and data. We can do all type of mathematical operation with quantitative variable data. Now this is one category of quantitative data is discrete data. Discrete variable can take only countable number of values. It is only a finite number. For example, family size. What is your family size? 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. But can we say your family size is 4.5 or 9.3? No. It will always be in a numeric digit. So this is a discrete data. That is you can say integer numbers. Number of rooms in a house, 3 rooms, 4 rooms, 10 rooms. We can't say 10.5 rooms or 6.14 rooms. Room is a room. Small room, big room, that is a different factor. The number of rooms are same. So one has to be very careful. So discrete data is normally it is a integer data, countable data. And continuous variable, it can take any value in an interval. It is not a finite value. For example, age. What is your age? Probably your age will be 23 years, 10 months, 20 days, 10 hours, 5 minutes. As soon as I say 5 minutes, immediately the number of seconds has changed. I cannot fix what is your age. Previously you are 5 minutes 40 seconds, but before I say 40 seconds, it is already converted into 41 seconds. So your age is in 41 seconds. So I cannot count it. I can only say within a limit. So your age is 26 years, 10 months, and 20 days, and 2 hours to 3 hours. That's it. Number of days and so many hours. And similarly time. If I say time, what is your time? It's a 5. As soon as I say 5, immediately it becomes 5.01 second, 5.02 second. So the word which comes out from my mouth, immediately value will change. So we can say the continuous variable cannot take a fixed value or finite value. It will always take a value in intervals. That is very important. Now continuous variable again. For example, it is also a fixed unit Celsius of measurement, but it does not have natural 0 point. When we say continuous, the next category is what? It is an interval category. We know that continuous variable are 2 types, interval category or ratio category. So what is the first category? Interval category. Interval category has one problem. It is not having 0 point, natural 0 point. Here 0 is also having a meaning. It's not 0 means nothing, but here 0 means something. Now temperature in degree Celsius represents same amount of temperature and having no natural 0 point. In Celsius degree, there is no natural 0 degree. And 0 degree does not mean nothing, it also has its significance. Whenever we are talking temperature, as far as temperature is concerned, 0 degree is important. It has some meaning. But in this case, we cannot say that 40 degree temperature is equal to 2 times 20 degree temperature. Can we say 40 degree temperature is something, or we can say 2 times 20 degree temperature? So 220 degree temperatures are different and 40 degree temperature is different. So we cannot measure it. It is not having a natural 0 point. But ratio, we have a natural 0 point. For example, kilograms of measurement. When we say 0 kilogram, so it means nothing. No weight is there. Nothing is there. That is 0 kilogram. And similarly, when we measure the temperature in Kelvin, not in Celsius, Kelvin is having a natural 0 degree. It falls under the ratio category, Kelvin. So just say, and here the 40 kilogram means 2 times 20 kilogram. So here in ratio, mathematical operations are meaningful, but in interval, the mathematical operations are meaningless. It does not convey us the real picture. So just see, 0 degree Kelvin is equal to minus 273 0.15 degrees centigrade, which is equal to minus 459.67% Fahrenheit. So ratio has a true 0. So ratio data is more meaningful for us in comparison to interval data. So why we are going into such a depth? Because data what we are getting is very important. I'll give you one example. Every time we are doing origin and destination survey. Origin and destination survey, out of 50 people, 4 or 5 people will do the same mistake. Normally for the goods carrier you are asking how many tons you are bringing this material, how many quintals you are bringing the material. But some person, some children, where they will collect how many tons of milk you are bringing, how many quintals of this petrol you are bringing. And then truck driver was laughing on them. The truck driver was saying, who is your teacher and which class you are? And this story I used to tell in my class. But every time when you do ODB exercise, this error will be done at least 1% students. That's why it is very important that we go into the depth of each and everything. Now we come to the qualitative data, that is categorical data. So data which is associated with the variable data or which are not capable to be measured, but we can categorize this type of data. The qualitative data or category data is that data, it does not have any measurement, but we can give some category to them. It has a value that indicate one of the different possible categories of any variable. And this category may be in the form of quality, maybe in the form of characteristics, or what type or which category. So the categorize we can put up this qualitative data. Now under this we also going, normally it is a mutually exclusive and exhaustive in nature. Normally, for example, in qualitative data, gender, either gender is male or female or transgender. You can suggest me some other type of gender, I will welcome and include in this my presentation. And marital status, either you are single or married or divorcee or widow or live-in partnership. No eye contact, only body contacts. So that's how you are defining it, the different categories of marital status. So these are all are mutually exclusive. One is a male, he cannot be a female, female cannot be a male. So it is a mutually exclusive, either one of these categories. So you can also give them a numerical values. Male is 0, yes, male is always be 0. And female is number 1, yes, female is always number 1. Transgender is 2, but it does not mean it is a ranking or it is ordering. So that is a difference, that here we are not give any ordering or we say ranking, that this one is better than. All are equally probable, equal, mutually exclusive and exhaustive in nature. That is a qualitative data nature. Now it has two categories. One is a nominal and second one is ordinal. Now what is a nominal? The nominal represent those categories which cannot be put in any order. The order is not possible. Now we ask you a question in your home. You people are coming from village area or in regional areas or in a mixed type of city, smaller city, big city. So simple question is, what type of fuel you are using for cooking? Are you using LPG gas? You are using PNG gas? You are using kerosene? You are using wood, coal, electric, cow dung or any other? Nobody can say that I am only using this much. Still, even in Delhi itself, very few homes they can say I am only using this category of fuel. But I may require sometime LPG gas also. When the natural gas is not available, and even LPG gas is not available, so we can use the kerosene also, or electric kettle. I am using it. So for cooking purposes we are using the different type of mechanism. So we are using ovens that run on the electric. So it is a nominal type. Winter, spring, autumn and summer, but these are mutually exclusive because they are also overlapping. Winter, spring overlapping, autumn, summer overlapping, summer, winter they are overlapping, but they are mostly mutually exclusive in nature, but still they fall in the category of nominal. And once we know when we have to do the data analysis, so for doing the data analysis, if I go on comparison like this, LPG gas, PNG gas, kerosene, wood, coal, electric, it is a huge job and very difficult job. You have to feed very correct spelling with good spacing, as well as you can say capital or short letter. Or you done one mistake, the computer will not accept it. So better you give them some numbers, numeric. Like example, season winter is 1, spring is 2, autumn is 3, summer is 4. And employment, you can student is 1, labor is 2, part-time applied 3, service 4, business is 5, consultant is 6, and 7th is any other who is not falling under this category. So if you put this number, then the chances that error is very minimum, because the big data has to be analyzed with a computer. Now manual data processing, those days has gone. So this nominal data we are giving some numerical values, but mind it, they are not numeric data, still they are qualitative data in nature, mind it. But if it is only two categories, then we'll call it as a binary categories or dichotomies. For example, what is the type of your family? Is it a joint family or nuclear family? Or when you toss a coin, so head will come or tail will come. Then tossing a coin, anything can come. So third thing cannot come. So this type of nominal data falls into the category of binary data. And the major problem is that we cannot rank them. That is the difficult thing. All are equal probable. Now coming to ordinal data. Here this type of data which we can order, which we can give some ranking to them. Like this, what is your opinion about bus service in your city? It is very bad, bad, satisfactory, good or very good. You can't say satisfactory and good, good and very good. Either one of this thing will happen. And you can give them a ranking. Very bad is lowest rank, then bad, satisfactory is a normal, then good is better than, and very good is highest rank. Or you can give a number like 1, 2, very bad is 1, bad is 2, satisfactory is 3, good is 4, and very good is 5. So here in ordinal data, the ranking is possible. That is the main issue. So here we can make a choice of that which type of data we are using in qualitative, nominal one and ordinal one. Now just see that this is a survey performer. This we have done it just now previously. Serial number, it is a nominal data. It is not ranking that Radha is better than Raju, or Rajesh is better than Sohan, or Sohan is better than Rajesh. We are not ranking. So it is a categorical nominal data, and name is also categorical and nominal data. Now age, yes, age is what? Age is a form of a ratio data, interval data, which have a natural or continuous data, but in the form of a scale data. And similarly, your gender, and again it is a nominal data, male or female, and then again it is your education is a qualitative category, and again employment is again a qualitative category in a nominal scale, and quantitative is a discrete one, income. Yes, Here we can say it is a discrete data, and here we can say it is a ratio type of data also. But the discrete data, there is no type of ratio. That's what in SPS we give them to remove that confusion. We say scale data, because in age data we have given interval. Interval means no natural zero. We cannot say 20 plus 20 is equal to 40 in age. So that is the difference. But in income, yes, we can say, but is a discrete one. So here there is no sense. It does not make any sense. So that's what SPS has given a common name to a scale data. So opinion of bus service, it is again ordinal data, and similarly distance travel, yes, it is a ratio data. It is a scale and ratio data. So because here 2 plus 2 is a 4 distance, we can collaborate into that. So where the some mathematics can be done, it is a ratio, otherwise it will be interval. So how this data will be there, because it is very important when you run in a software. So you should know what is the category of this data. So what we can do in qualitative data, nominal, we can do only counting. Only counting is possible. And the ordinal data, we can do counting as well as we can do ranking. And we cannot do subtraction or multiplication or division or addition. But in quantitative data, in continuous interval shape, we can do counting, we can do ranking, we can do addition, subtraction, but we cannot multiply, division, because it's not having natural zero. While a ratio type of data continuous, we can do counting, we can do ranking, we can do addition, subtraction, and we can also do multiplication and division. But if it is a discrete in nature, we can do all the 4 things, like a continuous ratio data. So try to have mostly that discrete or ratio type of data in your data collection. And if it is there, then you can do in the form of ordinal also, nominal if somewhere you also require, depending upon your exercise to exercise. Now, statistics does not or limited deal with the qualitative data. But mind it, now new research and the new tools has developed in statistics which are also handling the qualitative data. Previously, when the statistics were developed or the design, it was not meant for the qualitative. For example, the beauty competition. In a beauty competition, how can I say Priyanka Chopra is the best or most beautiful lady in the world, Miss World or Miss International? How can we say? How can we say that some other girl is not? So then it is a qualitative in nature. Then statistics has come up certain tools to handle the qualitative data. Now it is also a big science. So because that is not the scope of our discussion, so we are not going into depth of this handling this type of data. A limitation. Now we can say it does not study qualitative phenomena effectively. But now it is a semi-true. But some new tools has come which can do that. Do not reveal the entire story. Because statistics, when you say it will does not reveal the entire story, means it is not giving the black side of the truth, black side of the data. When we say that 84 crore people will get free ration up to November, but what about the rest of the people? Maybe the rich people are only in our country is 2 crores or 3 crores, not more than that. What about the lower middle class families? So it is not telling us the complete story. Now statistical law are not exact. These are only on averages. Like mathematics and physics laws are only exact. Once they say done means done. But statistics is not. Another major problem is statistics does not study individual. 1, 2, 3 it will not study. It will only study when it is a group of data is there. It is liable to be misused. Yes, it is very dangerous. Now it is a half glass of water. Now a positive thinker will say that is a half glass of water, A negative thinker will say a half empty glass. And statistics can be, you can say, change the face of the output. Rajnaran, one of the member of parliament who defeated Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, he used to tell in the parliament, statistics is nothing, it is a lipstick. It can make any lady beautiful. So with its statistical data, with statistical output, you can mesmerize the other people and make a fool of them. He used to say the beautiful girl, beautiful lady does not require any lipstick. Your data is true, then why you require so many gimmicks to present the data in a different format? That's how other statistics can be highly misused. Who can you do this? How you cannot do this? Misuses. Now number of accident by female is 10 and by male is 40 in a particular area. So can we conclude that females are safe drivers? Can we say? Yes, you can say, why not? Because they have done only 10 accident and male has done 40 accident. So you can misuse it. Now number of accident in foggy weather is lower. Can we say that foggy weather is a good for driving? Can we say like this? It is very dangerous to say. Now 25% of surgical operation are successful. If the first 3 operations fails in a day, so can I say fourth one is a successful? Now you can say the first 3 operation was successful and the fourth person when is going to operation room, he will not do any operation, he will simply walk out. No. This surgeon success rate is, failure rate is, failure rate is 25%. So first 3 was successful, so fourth one I will be failure, so I will not be. But similarly 25% is a successful rate and first 3 surgeon operations were failure, then can I say that yes, my operation will be successful? So it is very confusing. So statistics can make fool of you also, provided you are not using the correct tool of statistics. Statistics is not making fool of you, only the person who is presenting the fact is making a fool of you, because he is not using appropriate tool for that purpose. Now we compare the result of 2 students. One student score in first you can say first exam 50%, then 60%, then 70%, and the average comes out to be 60% marks. And second student who scored 60% marks in first, 60% in second case, 60% in third case, again the average of the second person is also 60%. Can we say that both the students are performing same? As per the result, yes, it is the same, but actually it is not. The first student is improving and the second student is continuously maintaining its status. So the student who is improving is much better than remaining a continuous the same standard. So again we are using wrong tools to comparing the performance of 2 students. That's how statistics can also be highly misused. Now another important concept, population and sample. Now the entire set of individual or objects related to our interest or related to objects of interest is known as population. That is measurements collected from all individuals or objects. The population is of Delhi is about 2 crores. Each and every human being is a person. So we can say 2 crore persons are living in Delhi. So that is a population. A sample is a subset or portion or part of the population of our interest. It is not like, it is a very small portion of the whole population. So from this Delhi we take a sample, in 2 crores people we take selected only 20,000 people for something, so that is our sample. So subset or portion population is a sample. So today in this discussion we were able to understand what is the use of statistics and how can the people misuse also statistics. What do you mean by data? What are different type of data? We also discussed what are the limitation of statistics, and we also seen what do you mean population and sample. So these are the aspects which we have covered in our today discussion, and we also seen a small movie of Khuda Gawah. I think you enjoyed it. So by this now the time has come that we conclude our discussion of this lecture. Okay, thank you very much.